Hello, friends. Grab your powdered wigs and your pitchforks because liberty is having a midlife crisis. We're in post-war Massachusetts, and the American Revolution's victory glow is starting to dim like a flickering lantern in a snowstorm. Meet Daniel Shey, a farmer, a veteran, and the guy who basically said, "Wait a minute, this isn't what we fought for." Let's rewind. It's the 1780s. The war is over, but the bills aren't. Many soldiers like Shey's returned home to find themselves buried in debt, taxes rising like sourdough in an oven, and courts ready to seize their land. Now remember, these weren't aristocrats sipping brandy. These were the folks who fought with muddy boots and empty bellies, and now they were being told to pay up with money they didn't have. So what do you do when the new government, under the rickety Articles of Confederation, just shrugs and says, "Tough luck"? Well, if you're Daniel Shey and his fellow farmers, you organize. And they did. In 1786, hundreds of disgruntled farmers started shutting down courthouses across western Massachusetts, literally blocking judges from issuing debt collection orders. Their message? You can't seize what you can't sentence. It was part protest, part revolution remix, and it sent a shiver up the powdered spines of the elite. Was this liberty or lunacy? Had the revolution birthed a republic, or just opened the floodgates for more rebellion? Now let's add a sprinkle of drama. Governor James Bowdoin panicked like a man who just spilled tea on George Washington's rug. With no real army at his disposal, thanks Articles of Confederation, he cobbled together a privately funded militia. Yes, Massachusetts had to crowdsource a rebellion response. In early 1787, Shey and his crew made a move on the federal arsenal in Springfield. Their plan? Seize the weapons, scare the state into reform. But they were met with cannon fire. The rebellion fizzled. Some fled, some were arrested, and Shey barely escaped. It was the American dream. Glitched. But here's the twist. This failed rebellion was a major wake-up call. Leaders across the young nation started sweating through their waistcoats. If the government couldn't respond to unrest, what could it do? If farmers could almost overturn a state over taxes, what would stop other discontents from doing the same? Suddenly, that dusty old phrase, "we need a stronger central government," didn't sound so tyrannical anymore. Shey's rebellion didn't just shake courtrooms. It shook minds. It made patriots question if liberty without order was just chaos in a powdered wig. And so, out of the embers of rebellion came something unexpected, a push to rethink the entire structure of the republic. Maybe, just maybe, 13 loosely allied states wasn't cutting it. Maybe the dream needed a firmer foundation. So what's next? A gathering, a convention, a bold rewrite of the American story. Coming up in the next episode, Writing the Constitution, 1787 and a New Beginning, where delegates debate, tempers flare, and compromises are baked into parchment that will shape a nation. Because as Shey's rebellion taught us, freedom is fragile, but it's also fixable. And the fix is about to be drafted.